In this video, we are looking at one of the final methods we're going to write as part of the list class. This is the method that returns the number of actual values that are stored in the collection. You probably remember that the method that's part of the ArrayList class that does this is called size. So we can write ours so it's called the same thing. It's a parameter list method. It doesn't require any information from the outside, and it just returns information about what the actual number of items in the collection is at this moment in time. So when we write this, we're going to use this kind of method header. It's going to be a public method. It returns the number of items, so that's an int, and it's called size with no parameters. So my first question for you is, do you think that size would be considered a getter method or a setter method? Think about the difference between those two and guess which one you think size would be. If you guessed that it would be a getter method, you are 100% correct. It's a getter method because it retrieves a value. It doesn't change the state of the object. Setter methods always allow us to set a new state for the object. Getter methods just retrieve information. So we're going to write this method in our list type class. Remember, you can put these in any order that you want. I'm just kind of going top to bottom in the order that we're writing them, but you can mix and match whatever you want. So we're writing this method. It's a public method. It returns an integer. It's called size. There's no parameters. And in here, let's think about like the data that's part of our class. Let me scroll up till we get to one of our examples. Suppose we have this current configuration in our array. We have these 8 values that are in our array. And that means actual size is 8 and max size is 10. Some people think that to return the number of items in here, we'd have to do some kind of like sequential search algorithm or something really complicated. But really, our data fields here already tell us how many items are in the collection. The number of items in the collection is stored in this data value actual size. So our size method just needs to return that value. We're going to return actual size. And that's the entire method. That single data field already stores the actual number of items that are in there. And so just writing that one line was all we needed to complete that fifth method that was in our goals. Let's test it out in the main program. We know that we had kind of hard-coded in here that we're going to add 2 values to our collection, and then we were going to print 2 values. Here, let's call otherlist.size instead of hard-coding the 2 in there, and see if it gives us the same results. Looks good. So it stored 2 values and then printed 2 values because it knows that the actual size is 2. We stored 2 values. If we put something else in here like 5, and we set up our other list object to store 5 values, and we run it, then we're going to get the values 0 through 4 printing. Those are our 5 values. And again, it looks like the size variable worked well. It's giving us the actual size in both cases. Let me scroll to make sure I didn't miss anything about the size method. I think I got it all. Yep. All right, we just have 2 more methods left, the equals method and the toString method.